Welcome to the channel. Let's take a look at Pulsechain today, and we're going to clear up some facts around the actual launch date, where we're at, when should it be launching. But I'm going to go a step further and also explain to you why you really shouldn't want this project to launch in May. Now, there's a very good reason why. I'll explain that. But first of all, let's go ahead and get into some of the communication that is out there. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the facts so we can at least get a basis on information that we can pretty much be assured is true. Here's a tweet from May 15th. Great weekend for Pulsechain. Devs confirm that launch will happen by the end of the month. Sacrifice balances are pretty much finished. PLS staking validators continues to increase. Google searches for Pulsechain and PulseX are trending upwards. We are so close. Well, for starters, let's just discuss the information about Google trends and how searches are trending upward for Pulsechain and PulseX. Well, right here is the search for Pulsechain. Now, I took that and did it over the past 30 days and did a worldwide search. And as you can see, it looks kind of choppy. And here I also took a look at PulseX, did the same thing, did that over 30 days. It was worldwide as well, and you pretty much see the same thing. It looks choppy. It's very up and down. And looking at it from a 30-day perspective, when that tweet says that it's trending upwards, I do not agree with that. You can literally see it right there. Also, what I did, I took both of those and looked at them in just the United States. It looked pretty much identical to the charts that you just saw. And I also took that, did it over a 90-day time frame with Pulsechain and PulseX, and it looked the same as well. So to say that those search trends are trending upwards, I disagree with that, but if nothing else, we can at least say it's inconclusive. Now, here on this channel, we like to be just upfront with it. So what better way than to get it from the horse's mouth? Let's take a look at what Richard Hart says about the devs confirming it, or really just to get a sense of where things are actually at. Pulsechain.com status. Auditing, finding things that need to be fixed, and putting them in order to see which can happen after mainnet and which should happen before. Next few days, I hope to have better time frames, mostly validator, registration, rotation, fees, and limits. So just looking at that, you can tell that's not confirmation, and that came straight from Richard Hart. But also what he said before that is, I too am waiting on a time estimate. When I have it, you'll have it. So look, going off of this information, the likelihood of this project launching this month or by the end of May is just not very realistic. Now, that came straight from Richard Hart himself. But now I want to explain the reason why, to me, that's not a bad thing, and why if you support this project and you're a fan of it, you should not want this project to launch in May. The launch of a project can have major implications, literally. Depending on what time you launch, just think about that atmosphere and what it can do to those who plan to jump into it. So, although there's tons of believers who are very excited, when it comes down to getting pissed over it not launching, first of all, just consider everything needs to be completed so that it runs smoothly. Here's what it comes down to. Have you looked around and seen what the market looks like lately? We're talking about a potential recession, depression, literally a market meltdown. So everyone's on pins and needles to see what's going to happen. So what do you think happens when those fears continue to get worse and worse, when people want to go into a new project that they believe is going to make them money? That's right, you guessed it, it usually doesn't work well. One of the biggest questions that I'm seeing right now is, are we in a bear market? Now, I'm not saying that you can't launch a project in a bear market. That's actually the furthest thing from the truth. Great successful projects have done that countless number of times, and they went on to be good projects. But when we're in a space right now where everyone's trying to figure out which way things are going, and let's face it, because of the stock market, because of what the real estate market may potentially do or is already starting to do, there's all these questions in the air. Let's take an airplane. You go to get on an airplane, you're in a hurry. Would you rather wait 30 minutes to make sure all the system checks have been completed, or would you rather just take off? Well, I can tell you this, I would rather get in a car and drive across country and be 4 days late than to take off on an airplane that everything is not perfectly in order. That's just my take. So the reason overall that this project doesn't need to launch in May, we need to find out where the market is headed. You don't want people getting into this project. You can't just think about those who have been in the project from the get. Many of those will be strong hands. You have no concerns about them, but you don't want people just hopping into this project and the market keeps declining. Also, with it declining, it's going to have people more timid about whether they should invest. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. See one of those if you want to invest in anything. But look, my point is, we got to think about the market overall. And although everyone's in a rush for this to launch, it is best if we just let all the checks and things be complete, see where the market's headed. And quite frankly, even if they had to push it back a couple of months just for the optimal time, that is going to yield the best overall results. Now, whether that's what people want to hear or not, that is just how it works in crypto. So that is the reason why I don't think this project needs to launch in May. I think we need to get more of a sense of where the market is headed, let things settle out. Then I think that's going to give this project the most optimal launch. If you want to see my initial video on Pulsechain and PulseX, click the link above and let me know in the comments section what you think. Also, check out the link in the description for Unstoppable Domains. That is a great way to make money in any market. Thanks for watching my content. Toss me a like, leave me a comment for the YouTube algorithm, as well subscribe and hit the bell for notification. If you want to check out some of my other content, check out this video on can Pulse X 100 or 1000X and my video on unstoppable domains. And remember, tomorrow's wealth is built today.